Hi, Phil. Good afternoon to you, too. Hi, Chartreuse. Vonda Paradise, hello. Today I'm going to be doing one of our angel kits. We just released this kit today, so I thought it would be a good one to do for today. But just as always, like I say at the beginning of all of these lives, this is not going to be a full tutorial. It's just going to be a peaceful pinning where you guys can just watch me make this if you would like to. But I did put a link to the full tutorial right below in the description if anyone is interested in making this. This is our two-tone variation. We have several variations of the angel pattern, and this one is based off of our two-toned variation. And this is number 5 in our Olivia's Angels series. Just gonna set aside all of the things. And here is what she's going to look like. Hopefully it'll turn out something like this in the end. Hi, Robin. Robin said I'm excited for this live. Thanks, Robin. Hey, Patty. Chartreuse. Teresa. Oh, okay. It is. It's, you know, it's doing this for all of you guys. It's showing like a username. I'm used to seeing your actual names on here. Well, I'm going to try to remember, guys, but forgive me in advance, please, if I can't remember who is who when it's not showing me names. Yeah, that's so strange. Vonda Paradise says peaceful pinning site for kits. So the website is linked below for the kits. It's the Ornament Girl shop site, and I've put that link right below in the description. Hey, Robin. Robin with an I, Robin with a Y. Robin with a Y said, where do you get the string for the head? We have this string in the OG shop. We buy it wholesale, and it's available in the shop. And you know what? I should have put that link in the description too, and I totally forgot. If you follow the main link to, let me check, did I put that in there? I forgot to put the link to the shop. But if you follow that link at the very top of the description that goes to the ornament kits, where it says this angel kit, that'll take you to my shop and you can do a search for the string. And if you have a hard time finding it, let me know and I can try to find it and pop it in the chat. You're welcome. You're welcome. Chartreuse. Oh, Chartreuse is Teresa. I'm working on my whimsy. Awesome. Good timing. This is really going to throw me off showing like email address names, because I don't think you're the only one that's doing it for. Both Robins, I'm seeing like something different than I usually see. Robin, how much per each ornament, or does it come the right length? We sell it by the yard unless you get it in the kit. Like we sell it, if you get it in the kit, it's enough for one ornament. Or you can purchase by the yard, and I believe it is, I want to say 3 yards. 3 yards, I think. You know what? It actually says in the listing. Hang on, guys. Let me look for it really quick, because now I'm wondering myself here. 2 yards. It takes about 2 yards and maybe a tiny bit less, but it is, every angel's a little bit different, to wrap one head. And this does not include any that you may use in the wings. We did that on Whimsy. We added some in the wings, but here on this one, we did not. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do there. And let me pop this link into the chat for you guys. Hi, Rhonda. You're welcome, Robin. Marilyn said, I like the angel ornament. Thanks, Marilyn. Robin said, yeah, that's kind of weird. It is weird. It's throwing me off. This fabric is a little thicker. We have some shimmery and glittery fabrics in this particular angel kit, but it's a little thicker. Chatty Kathy said, good morning, West Coast here. Just placed my foam order, time to get pinning. Awesome. What kind of foam did you get? You going for round ornaments or did you get some shapes? Patty said, is that staff fabric? It sure isn't, and it's not quite as difficult as the staff. This is, which fabric is this? I can't remember what fabric this is, you guys. I'm so unprepared today, aren't I? One second, I'm gonna ask Olivia which fabric this one was. It's not in the listing. Hey Olivia, comma, which green fabric is in the angel kit, please? Question mark. Yep, I'm speak texting, guys. That's just a whole lot easier. My eyes are not very good right now because I just had an eye exam this morning, well, a couple of hours ago, and I got the dilation thing, and so my eyes are still weird. So I can't text. I can barely see. Chatty Cathy said, angels, round, square, and hearts. Oh, you're going to be set. You're going to be good to go. Nancy said, hi, Stacy and team. It's been a while since I've made an ornament. Haven't made the angel ornament. She's pretty. Just been working on my quilts for myself, which keeps me busy. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. But save all those scraps for when you're ready to get back to ornamenting. Patty said, I can't remember either. Yeah, this is like, I want to say, I don't, maybe the Starlight Metallics, but yep, it is. It's the Maywood Studio Starlight Metallics. And they're really pretty. They have a collection of colors. Very, very pretty. So this is based on the two-tone variation, so we've only got 2 colors in this, and I'm gonna do, you can really do this however you want to. You could do whichever color on the bottom that you want and whichever color on the top, but I'm gonna do like our example here and keep the green at the bottom and then just put the holly on top. Julie said, "Hi all, that green is gorgeous. It's so pretty. You could take this in the Christmas direction like we're doing here, or you could take it in like a spring direction. I mean, it looks so pretty and shimmery. I think it's really versatile. It is a little thick, not quite as bad as the Staff. The Staff is like difficult. Patty said thank you. You are welcome. I forgot to trim my base square, and it's coming back to haunt me right now. Let's do that really quick. Hi, Anna. Anna said, hi, Stacy. Yeah, I caught you. Yay, I caught you before I have to sleep. Midnight Worker. I got that one today. You got notified today. I'm so glad. You're a midnight worker, so you probably have to go to sleep in not too long. Hi, Shirley. Anna said, yep, I was rewatching the tree from 3 days ago. I'm kind of having an itch to make more of the little trees because I just really, really enjoyed that one. But I think on Monday, that'll be my next stream. I think I'm going to do a 4-layer basic star because we talked about that a couple of days ago and I just still haven't gotten to it. So I think a 4-layer basic star is coming with fabric. We've done a couple with ribbon, but I know somebody was asking about that. What is Staff fabric? Teresa asked. That is, Staff is a brand and we haven't used a lot of it and not all of it is the difficult fabric, but we bought some gold and silver Staff and some pearl colored Staff fabric and it looked very similar to this as far as the sheen of it, and we ordered a bunch of it because it was really pretty. And we saw a sample and it just, the sample did not show us what we were soon about to discover when it arrived. It is extremely thick. It's really hard to push pins through. So we have, I think, a little bit left still in the shop, but I have right in the listing. Guys, this is a difficult fabric. It's beautiful, but it is difficult. Honestly, it's really similar to this Starlight Metallic, but just a little bit more stiff than this. Enough that it makes it a lot more difficult. But it really is beautiful. Anna said, wonderful, Basic Star is great, so versatile. Yeah, it is. Okay, there's layer 1. Just bending up the tips here at the bottom. Because this is more stiff than a regular quilting cotton, I just want to give it a little help so that it'll sit flat. And over time, this will start to form. As it sits, it'll start to form a little bit where it'll stay, those little tips will stay up a little bit better on their own, but it'll take a little bit of time. Hi, Needleworker. Needleworker says, hi, Stacy and everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too. Does anyone have any exciting plans for this weekend? Anna said work. Work, work, work. There you go, Anna. Anna said, but on break time, I can pin my angels. I have more outside stuff to do. I usually garden on Saturdays anyway, no matter what. That's my garden day, but last weekend I didn't quite get done everything I needed to get cleaned up out there. I need to pull out some more dead stuff from our cold front that we had a couple weeks ago. Some of it I was hoping was going to pull out of it, and it didn't. I have stuff that's dead. So Cottage on the Creek said, I recently signed up as a member of your website and can hardly wait to order supplies. I'm so glad you're a member. Thank you for joining. The foam balls look like they're better quality than anything in the stores and cheaper too. Thank you so much. I hope you love them. The density of the foam that we use is perfect for pinning. It's soft, but not so soft that it bends super, super easy. But it's soft enough that you can push pins into it and not kill your fingers too much. When you first start, you'll feel it a little bit because your fingers won't be used to it, but it won't take long before your fingers are used to the pinning. Anna said, that's one reason I love all your ladies' hard work making kits. It has everything I need for grab and go. That's awesome. Yes, they do have everything that you need. Needleworker said, getting stuff ready for Thanksgiving, so I have to make that dreaded grocery run. Ugh, I feel that. We just do a very simple prime rib and a couple of sides. The hardest part is the grocery store, right? I'm dreading that. I'm dreading that. This year, we're actually not having it at my house. We usually have it at my house, but one of my younger sisters wanted to have it this year. Everyone is still going to be bringing food, so I still have some things to make, but it won't be hosted here, so that's going to make things a little bit easier. But I do dread going to the grocery store before Thanksgiving. Cottage on the Creek said, I've really been enjoying these peaceful pinnings as well. Glad to hear it. I've been enjoying it too. I know I keep saying it, but it's funny. I found myself like more in the Christmas spirit. Like I am this weekend, I'm hoping to get my Christmas tree up. And last year I was actually really late getting my tree up. I don't know. I think I was tired or something. I just wasn't feeling it. But this year I'm really, really feeling it. I'm like, I think it has to do with the fact that I've been making an ornament with you guys every day. Which I know it might sound silly because like this is my whole business and everything. But sometimes when you're behind the scenes, you get out of running the business. It's easy to get out of the product. And there's been times during the business, during the last 20 years, but especially the last 10, where I feel like I didn't, my energy was more focused on other things besides making ornaments, especially at Christmas time when things get really busy. But sitting down and doing an ornament with you guys every day has been, I just love it. I'm like, it's like bringing me back to why I even do this. I love these. I love these ornaments. I love making them. And it's just always been, for as long as I can remember, since I was a teenager, they've been a major part of my holiday. Christmas is not Christmas without these ornaments. So this has been just as inspiring to me as I've hoped it would be for you guys. A Cottage on the Creek said, oh wait, I skipped a few. Anna said, Cottage on the Creek, I love the supplies I get from the supply shop. Stacy has great foam. Thanks, Anna. Thanks for saying that. Cottage on the Creek said, I feel so badly for you, needleworker. Oh, Robin said, left to order the angel kit. Thanks, Robin. Patty said, Stacy, we used the fabric that you're using on the July 2024 Christmas. Yes, you're right, on the rosebud. Do you have any of the pattern fabric left? I don't know if we do. I think that I'll have to check. I'll have to check for you. But I want to say that Olivia is putting together some angels with like fabric that we don't have a whole lot left of, because these don't really require a ton of fabric, and she may have used what we had left, which was probably only a bolt or two, to make these couple of kits that we've got available for this angel. I can double check that for you though. Phil said, I've already bought my Thanksgiving groceries way ahead of time to avoid the madness. Good for you. That is the way to do it. It's kind of a balance, because I want to probably go this weekend to do my grocery shopping, or maybe Monday morning, because the weekends are always crazy. But it's like you don't want to get them too soon. Some things, you don't want to get too soon for fear that it might go bad or something, some of the fresh things. Patty said the club. Yeah, that I realized what she meant as soon as I read your comment. We used it on that rosebud. And in fact, I think we used this green too. It's the same mixture of fabric for that rosebud. Um, Nancy said, do you do a couple of trees, one with OGs and one with your other glass ornaments? Yes, I do. I actually do. And that's pretty much exactly what I do. I have a tree with all the OG ornaments, which I can't even fit them all. I have so many, and I kind of have to pick through every year and decide which ones I'm putting up. And then I have another tree where I have like some glass and then mostly like my Hallmark ornaments that I've managed to collect over the years. I don't have a ton of them, but yeah. I used to put them all together on one tree, but then my collection of fabric ornaments got way too big. And I really love a tree with all the fabric ornaments, just a big mix of all the colors and patterns and stuff. And it looks really pretty. Needleworker said it won't be bad. I have a lot of stocked things, so just a couple of small things. That's good. Anna said, Stacy, thank you for the wonderful inspiration and visual pinning. Off to nap. Happy weekend to you all. Have a good nap. And I hope you have a great weekend too. And don't work too hard. Teresa said, it's been so good for me too. I have so many little white boxes piling up and it's inspiring me. Oh, good. I'm glad. I know how those boxes can pile up and it can feel overwhelming. Once you pull out one and start though, I think you'll be inspired to keep going. Cottage on the Creek said, I've been using your tutorials to make Disney themed ornaments for my 14-month-old granddaughter so that her mom can put those at the bottom of the tree so she doesn't worry about the breakables. That's a good idea. So you're finding some Disney fabrics and stuff? Patty said, you've inspired me to dress this angel sitting on the desk. That's good. Needleworker said, maybe once you bring them out, you could do an ornament parade. Yeah, maybe so. My daughter was telling me yesterday that she wanted to make some TikTok videos of some of the ornaments and stuff from the tree once we get everything out. So I think that would be fun. Oh. Nancy said, my OG tree is full and so is the other. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Nancy. So you have two also. I would put up more if I had more space for it. Even two, it gets a little busy. I love it that you have an OG tree. I have like not enough space for two, but too much for one. So I'm going to squeeze a couple in here. Was I looking at that wrong? Maybe I do need one more right there. But I do want to also trim this little tiny bit that's riding up her head there, because that'll throw me off when I go to put the string on. Let me just see something really quick. Okay, I'm not going to put any more squares. I'm going to go ahead and move to doing my top layer, which is a slightly different fold. Patty said, my son loves to cook and clean up. Wow. Well, that is a blessing. We're doing Thanksgiving on Wednesday, his day off. That's fantastic. Robin said, do you end up with some pins showing? Yeah, there is just, it's really hard to get all the way through one of these without some pins showing. And what I'll end up doing is using some of the embellishments to hide those pins, or even pull some out if it's something that I can't hide. Once you've got everything on, a lot of the you can safely pull some of those pins out, because other pins from other pieces are likely holding them in place, and you'll have a little more freedom to remove pins or replace them with a beaded pin. So that's what I'll end up doing. Especially at the top, there will definitely be some pins showing. We just try to neaten it as much as possible and then use some beads up at the top to help make it look nicer. Nancy said, the tree that I have, it's really hard to put the ornaments on to stay. The tree is too tight, but it's good for flower stems up all year. I'm taking the flowers off and putting on the OG. You know what, Nancy, it's kind of the same for me too. I feel like that with a lot of those kind of like artificial tree, well, any tree, these ornaments are pretty nice size. So sometimes you really got to squeeze them in there or bend away some of the branches to fit them. I think I was telling you guys last week about a wire tree that Tammy, one of the girls that works in the shop, got for her mom, and she showed me a picture of it, and I want to get one. It's a tall, well, they have two sizes. They have a short size too, but the tall one, it has nice wide hangers. And she said they were perfect for the OG ornaments. So I want to get one of those to leave up all year. Okie dokie. So I have this messier area in the back. So I'm going to try to make this the back of my angel. I'll stick a pin there to mark my spot. That'll be the back, because that'll be the hardest place to hide. And then I can do some beads across the front in a little bit. Robin said, the beaded pins are always handy for sure. Yeah, they hide a multitude of sins. Patty said, have you ever done a petticoat layer? I think Darlene has. I'm trying to think. Somebody on my team did. You're talking about like a layer of lace like up underneath. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Somebody on our team did, like a lacy bottom underneath. Marilyn said, left to order some foam balls. Awesome. And Therese did too. I left to order Holly. Hi, Lisa. Lisa said, I'm late, but good to be here. Yes, better late than never. Okie dokie. So I think my next step is the string. I'm gonna wait to do the beads and stuff like that until after I do her wings and her head. Nancy said, yes, I had one too, the wire rack, and yes, perfect, but I sold that after a year. Okay, but you liked it? Patty said, yeah, or yes. Yeah, I want to say it was Darlene, but I can't remember, and I definitely could be wrong. Robin said, I'm going to use some lace around the neck. Yeah, you know, any ideas that you can think of for doing around the neck, I think that's the hardest part of her, is to hide those kinds of pins. So really, I mean, you can just sort of get creative with that. And I'd love to hear whatever you do, if the lace works out or if you end up doing anything else. Lisa said, thank you. I find your videos peaceful and relaxing. I love to watch you work and learn so much. Thank you, Lisa. You guys, the good news is that I got some glue for this one. Was it last week when I made an angel and all I had was the hot glue because my craft glue had dried up, and it was not the best. I do not recommend hot glue for this particular thing because it's hard because it's hot, first of all, and also it like made little melty spots in her head. So not the best. But I have some beacons. Nice brand new bottle. I love a brand new bottle of glue. You know what? I'm going to have to not have that in there right now. I'll have to refine that spot. Glue is not my favorite, but I do like this clear craft glue, and I think it grabs pretty good. Nancy said a ponytail holder for the neck might work, and maybe a little petal in the center. Oh, there you go. Lisa said, good idea, Nancy. And Robin also said, good idea, Nancy. That would be cute. That is such a great idea. You could really use any cording for this. What we like about this particular cord is that it's got a little bit of floof to it. Teeny tiny little iridescent floof. I don't know a good word for that. I'm just calling it floof. But I feel like what that does when you're wrapping it is it keeps it from looking too, like, we've used other kinds where it just looks like string, you know, you can see the lines, and I like that the floofiness of this particular string helps to, I don't know, it just sort of like blends it together a little bit better. You can still see that it's cord, but I feel like it has a little bit of extra blending together, if that makes sense. Oh, comments moved pretty quick there for a second. Mad Princess Creations. Hey everyone, happy Friday. Oh, it's Kelly. Kelly is Mad Princess Creations. Yeah, hi Kelly. We were talking about how it's like everyone's like username kind of thing is coming up instead of names today. It was really throwing me off. I'm trying to keep track of who is who here. Nancy said, or string pearls and such. Yeah, that would be pretty too. Robin said, I was nervous to do the head, but you make it look easy. Robin, it takes a little bit of practice. I kind of started with drawing some lines, and that helps to grab it, but you kind of, now towards the end, this second half is a little bit harder because it starts to try to ride up the head, which is kind of funny. But it gets a little bit trickier at this part, but I feel like if you just add a little bit of glue as you go, it helps. And definitely use a type of glue that's like a clear tacky craft glue, and it makes it easier. And just go nice and slow, and you'll get it. Robin said, hi Kelly. Nancy said, it is rat tail braid. Is it rat tail braid? It's, I don't know if it's a rat tail. You're asking about this. I'm not really sure. I don't think that it is quite the same as like a rat tail. Needleworker said, hate to drop off, but I have things I have to tend to. I will finish the replay later. Everyone have a great weekend. Hope to see you on Monday. Hope to see you on Monday, Needleworker. I hope you get all your stuff done and have a productive day, rest of your day. Have a good weekend. Robin said, have a great weekend. All right, we'll do a little bit more. I'm just kind of pushing it down now as I go, and I find it easier if I try and twirl her as I go rather than trying to twist and twirl the actual cord. At least with this tacky glue, you can just sort of ball it up on your fingers and get it off. The end is the trickiest, but if you're doing this and you're getting frustrated and trying to get it perfect, just remember that you'll have that halo that's going to sit down on top too, and that will help camouflage if things are not perfect. So don't feel like you have to get it absolutely perfect up here at the top. Okay, that came out pretty good. So somebody had asked earlier about the amount, and I think that this kit started with 2 yards of the string, and look, I've got probably a half a yard left, so it just kind of depends. It can be a little different for everyone, but that's about what I used, 1.5 yards or so. Needleworker had said, thanks, Robin, you too. Patty said, what is the measurement of the cord needed for each angel for purchasing? Okay, so yeah, it was about 2 yards is what we kind of say to be on the safe side. I just used a little bit less than 2 yards. That would be if it's for the head only. Now, when we did Whimsy last week, we also used a little bit of this string as part of the wings. Like we just kind of like treated it like ribbon and used it in the wings. If that's the case, then you'll need a little more for that. Like maybe you'll need like 3 yards. But if you're just using it for the head, it would be a little under 2 yards. Needleworker said, thanks, Stacy, you as well. Nancy said, I wasn't paying attention to my notifications. At least I'm here now. Yep, you're better late than never. And the replay will be up right afterwards. Also, guys, if you're looking for the full tutorial for this angel, I put a link to that right below. It has the step-by-step, plus we have a printable supply list that you can download, and we take you through all the instructions step-by-step. Marilyn said, got to go. Have a great weekend, everybody. You have a great weekend too, Marilyn. You're welcome, Patty. Okie dokie, so let's see. I think what I'll do next is the wings and the ribbon. So we've got some pretty shimmery ribbon. Try to uncurl that a little bit. And I'm just going to make a bow, like a regular bow out of this. I still have glue all over my fingers. I want to get this ready first, because I'm going to have to use a little more glue to put those pine branches on. Excuse me. And then this will go right on top. Hang on, guys. I'm going to mute myself for just a second so I can clear my throat. Okay, sorry about that. I need to iron my ribbon a little bit. It's got some crinkles from being rolled up. Okay, so that's going to go behind my pine branches. And let's see, I wanted the back to be I like that for the front because I can put a bead right there and cover that, and a couple beads to the side. So the back, I think, is good right there. Just mark that spot again. I'm just deciding how I want this to sit, you guys, before I put the glue on. I think I'm gonna aim for my ribbon wings to go right above that, so actually, I think I want to put my ribbon below it to help hold it in place while I'm letting those dry. It did just occur to me that I should have used a beaded pin for the ribbon, so I'm gonna just stick another beaded pin on top of that. But I want to hold these in place for just a second to make sure they dry and stay. Nancy said, how big do you make the loops for her wings? I didn't measure, did I? I'm gonna guess that I did those about 3 or 3.5 inches, but I can get you a rough measurement. So just measuring half of a loop, I'm at 1 3/4. So what is that? 3.5 inches total looped. Somewhere in that neighborhood. I wanted them to be a little bigger than I do my loops for like on top of a regular ornament, like a round ornament, because I want them to show, you know, when you're looking at her from the front. I kind of wish I would have put those a little lower. I should have looked at it from the front. It looks great from the back. But you know what I'm gonna do? What's really cool about these little pine branches is they're bendy. So I think I'm gonna bend them a little bit, but I'm gonna wait till it dries just a couple more minutes so I don't pull them off. Nancy said, oh, love those wings. Thanks, Nancy. Robin said, so cute. Teresa said, so very cute. Thanks, guys. So, okay, now we've got our halo and our beads. I want to make sure that I keep one to put on the back. I think I want to do a red bead on the back. And I should have just made the bow with the ribbon directly on a beaded pin, but I think that's covering the other pin okay, so that'll work. Let's see if I can bend these wings a little. That's cute. There we go. Now it's all coming together. That looks better. And then I also want to make sure I have enough for my halo. I like to put one under the halo too to give it a little height off of the top of their heads. And I'm pinning just behind the ending spot of my string so that it can sit on an angle. And when I hold it back, it's not sitting exactly the way it does when it's sitting up straight, but this is about what it'll look like when it's sitting like on the table. So that is really, really cute. Oh, she is so cute. I'm really tickled. Nancy said it would look cute also with the jute string for head and those wings. Yes, it certainly would. The ebook that we have for the angel pattern, I think, demonstrates with the jute. It either demonstrates it or it at least has it on the cover of that ebook if you're looking for some inspiration. Okay, so now we just have to decorate and hide the pins. So I'm gonna actually try to do, I think I want to put all the green beads at the bottom of her dress and the red, like the green over top of the green fabric and the red up here. Now we did it differently here on this example. We just mixed it all together, which you could totally do too. You can really do whatever you want, but I want to just try this idea. Nancy said, cool. Patty said, could we see the bottle of glue? I've never used it. Yes, this is Beacon 3-in-1 craft glue. And I love this glue. I've used it for years and years. The only thing I would recommend is to not get the big bottles, even though it's cheaper for the amount that you get, because it dries up. I've never been able to get through a big bottle of glue before it dried up. And it's so easy to use when it's brand new, but it's not easy to use at all once it starts to dry, and of course once it is dried. So that's my recommendation, is to stick with small bottles. I mean, even this bottle, I will not get through this bottle. I mean, I don't know, you may do a lot more crafting with glue than I do, but that's, so just for me, like, I know that I never get through a whole bottle before it dries up. Robin said, catch you later. Thanks, Stacy. Have a good weekend, Robin. And Robin with an I said, have a good weekend, Robin. Hi, Gretchen. Gretchen said, hi, I'm late. It's okay, Gretchen. I noticed on this one that, and I think Olivia made this one, she had the green beads going across the bottom, and I love that. So, but she also put them throughout. That's where I just got the inspiration to do these green beads across the bottom row of green. Gretchen said, oh, that angel is adorable. I love her wings. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with her. She's so cute. So I have a couple of pins still showing down here, so I'm going to try to hide them. I don't really want to necessarily put a beaded pin right there just yet, although I don't know, I might change my mind if I see what I have left over. But also, I broke my nail the other day and this thumbnail is not working. It's making it hard for me. But what I'm going to do is just move that pin up a little bit. And the reason I'm even bothering to do that is because both of the pins on that same piece are showing. So I figured I at least need one pin holding that thing down. It could be getting held on by this up here and all that, but just to make sure. There we go. All right, and now we'll do some red beads around the rest of her dress. We will set that one aside. Teresa said, I use that same glue to glue my ribbon pins so they don't pull out if somebody pulls too hard on a hanger. That's a good idea. And you know what? It's funny. I get that question a lot. people ask if I glue. And, you know, I've never really had a big problem with that, but I think a lot of people do. And I guess it depends on, you know, like how many people are touching them on the tree and all that stuff. So that's a good idea to glue it if you're worried about it. I'm going to start with replacing some of my pins. I hope my nail grows back a little over the weekend, you guys. Phil said, listening to Christmas music, organizing some things, and watching you. Perfect day. I'm ready to put on some Christmas music too. That does sound very nice and relaxing. Patty said she's so cute. Thank you, Patty. Kelly said, sounds perfect indeed, Phil. I know what I need. I need something to help me get these pins out. And hopefully my nail will grow back over the weekend. At least enough that I can pick pins out of things. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to do some beads at the top here. So I think what I might do, actually, I think I might use the green beads up there, and I'll take a couple out of the back of her dress because I don't really need those back there. I want one in the middle. Or actually, let me rethink that. I think what I'm going to do is put a red on either side. I think that would be pretty. Nope, I'm gonna steal some of these green ones from the back of her dress. Raise this one up a little bit. This is the fun part, you guys. There we go. Can't really see any fabric edges up there, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let me move him over just a touch. Robin said, I'm playing the Christmas music. It helps me to get into the season. Also decorating the tree and making ornaments, of course. That sounds wonderful. I'm thinking Sunday, I'm gonna be getting my tree, at least one of the trees down. I'm just very, very much in the Christmas spirit this year. She's really cute. I don't really have another spot for a bead, so I got one more though. So I'll find somewhere to put it. These little red beads are perfect with this fabric. I think I will just stick it right over here. That's it, you guys. Just like that. She is so cute. Very festive. Very, very cheerful Christmas. Kelly said, I'm working for another hour or so. But then it's the weekend for you. Hopefully you get a couple days off. Robin said she's very cute. Teresa said, this is what I love about doing these ornaments. You can move things, readjust, and it always looks beautiful. Yeah. Pinning, for the most part, not gluing, although we did glue a little bit today, but for the most part, you can move things around and adjust and fix and change. Kelly said, is there a retail store where I can find the rhinestones that I can do with the pins? I don't know. We have ours wholesale. I'm assuming that you're talking about like these guys. Is this the one? These are the ones that you're talking about that have like the flat with the single hole in the middle. And do I sell these? I can't remember. I can't remember if we sell these. I think we want to. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't know where you can get those retail. Nancy said, very cute, thank you. Kelly, I will try to find that out though. I'm not sure, and I will find out if we're going to be putting them in the OG shop also. Thanks, Nancy. Thank you for that. Phil said, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everyone. Yes, everyone, please do hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this. And please don't forget also that the full step-by-step tutorial with all the actual instructions, not just me yapping, but the actual instructions and the sizes of the fabric and all that sort of stuff is in the link in the description. Robin said, we have Michael's here. That's where I get my beads. Okay. Yeah, I will look into that, Kelly. Nancy said she is just adorable. Thank you, Nancy. And Kelly said, I've been gluing the rhinestones, but I don't want them to fall off. Yeah, and gluing those little teeny tiny things can be a thing. It's hard to, even with a clear craft glue, it's hard to keep it really nice and neat. So yeah, I totally understand. I know when Tammy watches this, she'll be like, why they're in the shop, or why didn't you say that? And unfortunately, I just don't remember. I'm looking to see if they've sent me a message. Nope. She hasn't seen this yet. I'll let you know, Callie. All right, you guys. That'll be it for today and also for this week. I'm going to be back on Monday. Like I said earlier, I'm aiming for a 4-layer fabric basic star for Monday. Something nice and easy, but I know that pattern is a popular one. So, and somebody had just brought that up a couple of days ago about doing a 4-layer, because I think the last couple I did were the 3 layers. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, please hit thumbs up if you did enjoy this. And make sure you're subscribed so that hopefully, although it seems to be on and off, but hopefully if you're subscribed and you sign up for notifications, you will be notified when we do a live stream. Going for Monday through Friday next. No, I'm not. Is next week Thanksgiving? We might not be going on Thanksgiving next week, guys. Which hopefully you're all going to be busy with your Thanksgiving plans that you won't be wanting to watch ornament pinning. Kelly said, I looked in the shop and didn't see them unless I missed them. Okay, I'll find out, Kelly. I don't remember if that was something we were planning to bring in there or if there is some place that I can direct you to. But I will look into that and let you know. Teresa said, it is so adorable. Thank you. Cottage on the Creek said, I can hardly wait for the 4-layer. Awesome. I'll see you on Monday then. Robin said, thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Robin. Suzanne said, yes, they are in the store under the embellishments. Very late today. Yeah, Suzanne, I'm glad that you made it. But yeah, we're about to sign off. But you know what? Thank you for that. Let me look. Let me look really quick. I should have already. Flat back rhinestone. Oh, yep. We do have them. We have clear, so silverish clear, and we have red right now. Let me get you a link to where both of those are. Thank you, Suzanne. You're keeping me on track. Here is the colors we have, and now that my memory is jogged, I believe we're trying to include other colors. Let's see. So yeah, I see that we have a bad review or 3 stars on one of these guys. But she said it's because they're pretty but extremely tiny. So just keep in mind the size. You guys are seeing it here. Plus it's in my hand in the picture, so you can see that they are pretty small, but they're perfect for ornamenting. I think they're a perfect size for decorating ornaments with. I'm glad you came in like a hero, Suzanne, right in the nick of time there. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you Monday. Hope you get to make some ornaments this weekend and tell me about them on Monday. And yeah, see you Monday, guys. Thanks so much for watching.